and you said, no, it's not. Manchester City will not dominate the way that others have previously. Here we are 2 years on, and we're talking about another dynasty.
No, I don't. I don't agree. I don't think there will be a dynasty. I think it's really hard now. I think with the money about and the big teams that are going to come up and challenge again, and I feel the same about. Listen, are they better than the best team that Guardiola put together? Not yet. They have to go on and do what Guardiola's team have done.
What if they go on?
Now, what I'm saying,
and are unbeaten.
Yes, this year.
And set a new points record.
This year they could be invincible, and they'll certainly, if they don't trip up, that target of 101 points that Guardiola was so proud of, they're potentially going to smash it. Now that would make a great two great seasons. I've said to you, they've played 59 games. I think this might have been 60 league games, and they've lost one. That's extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. Because him and I both played in that league. You know how difficult it is to win it, and how difficult it is, to just not to get beat sometimes when you're not quite at your best. They've gone 60 games and only lost one.
Okay, it's not Liverpool. It's Melchester Rovers, who have put together this run, and therefore it makes it easier for you to answer the question. Is this better than the best team, should they get across the line, setting all the records that Andy's just talked about, than Guardiola has constructed?
Listen, it's a great season. And last season they weren't unlucky. They found somebody better. It's a great season. The thing I'd say about it, Liverpool will win the Premiership, and have been brilliant.
Have won. Let's not win.
Yeah. But I think it's a young side. I think it could get better, and that's the scary thing. I think this
that was the same thing we were saying about City two years ago.
I'm not sure about that.
Get better.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. And they with company, with Silva, with Aguero.
But they were bringing Bernardo Silva, Gabriel Jesus.
But
they were bringing those players in. And Laporte, they were going to be natural replacements.
But a centre half, I'm not too sure about the centre half being that clever. Aguero, Jesus has done fantastic. Do they need another one in there? Possibly so.
I think they will. If this team go on to do what we expect them to do this season, win the league by a distance, create a new points record, win it earlier than any other team has done, you would have to put them up there with Guardiola's best team and Arsene Wenger's Invincibles. Do you agree?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
What about Manchester United's treble
winning team? They're in there as well.
Great team.
They would be in there as well. Yeah. So you'd have to put them in there. You can argue who's best, because you might like to see a football played one way. One of the teams that you've watched, you might like the Manchester United of 1999 and think, oh, that was just a great team to watch. Some people who watch Klopp's team, it's different from Guardiola.
You see, the reason I mentioned
to judge, if it's different.
Keeping it specifically to the Premier League, forget the 99 treble winners. I'm talking about the team that played in the Premier League. Twice Manchester United put 3 title wins back to back to back, twice. City have done it with 2.
Yeah.
But this team, this Liverpool team, if you're right, if they go on to smash all of those records, that sets them aside from City, surely.
No,
and if they go through a season unbeaten, as good as the Invincibles, surely.
It's one season.
Yes.
It's one season, and they're brilliant.
Well, what do we judge City on then? 2 seasons.
No, the City have had outstanding football team. Outstanding, but they got beaten a couple of games. This Liverpool side at this moment, look, unbeatable, but they're still a fair way to go. Do you know what we do,
Richard? Do you know what I think? It's like comparing apples and oranges. It's also like comparing, who do you like best? Who's your best player in the world? Is it Ronaldo or is it Messi? Right? No. Let me finish. Is it Ronaldo or is it Messi? There are people who say it's Messi, but there are others like me who think Ronaldo has been. It's my preference.
Yes.
And when you say who's the best team, is it Manchester City or is it Liverpool? Because I believe they play the game differently. There's a difference in the way they play. So whatever you as a football fan like most, that's the team you would gravitate towards.
I think it's like comparing apples with apples. It's not like comparing apples with oranges at all.
It is.
It's which apple do you prefer, green or red?
That's different. Well, they're different then. One's green and one's red.
But it's not as the contrast is not as great as you're suggesting. I think this team is better than the best Manchester City team I've seen.
Exactly, that's your opinion.
Better, and I think if they go on and set the record, points this year. I think if they go on and win it by eight games come the end of the season, I think you have to say
they're up there.
No, that they're the best.
Can I ask you a question then?
And unbeaten.
So say Manchester City beat them at the Etihad.
When? This year?
When they play?
They won't.
Oh, no. Well, I'll come back and we'll have the chat. All right,
won't.
We'll have the chat.
They're too strong. They're too powerful. They go out knowing they're going to win matches.
By the way, they might have won at Anfield if the VAR don't. Oh no, don't go
there.
No, leave it.
Don't go there.
Let's have the discussion when they play there.
Don't go there.
City lost.
They are a formidable side, Richard. They're one of the best sides.
Brilliant side.
They won the Champions League last year. They lost one league game. They look like they're going to win. Well, they are going to win the league this year, right? So they're going to have moved on from there. And I keep saying to you, for this season alone, you would have to say amazing. Let's see what the Champions League brings us up with them as well, and see how they cope with defending that and how far they can go down that route. But in purely Premier League terms, they are right up there with the best teams I've seen in Premier League history.
I go with that.
If you go to the old First Division, they're up there with the best teams we've seen there. They're up there with the Liverpool team you say was the best team you ever saw in the 1970s.
No,
Do you not think they're better?
That was a good
granted, yes. See, I hate making.
Oh, there you go. I love it.
But it's clear and obvious error. It was a Tottenham throw, wasn't it? I know what you're going to say. They don't look at it.
Well, first and foremost, it looked as though it did come off Liverpool player's knee there, but it's gone that way. It isn't going to be used for that. I know I'm trying to get off of the VAR, but my argument would be Tottenham have got to defend the throw-in.
Yeah.
Got to defend the throw-in,
and they haven't done it. Absolutely. We'll talk about the football in a moment.
I mean, you still have the odd mistakes, and I know what you're saying, because VAR is there. Why don't you use it for every decision?
Well, exactly.
But the game will be going on for ages, because even on throw-ins.
Well, it wouldn't. You just look at that within a very short period of time.
No, we don't want it.
You would see when Aurier reacted.
We do not want to be anywhere near
that. So the bottom line for me, the bottom line for me, is Liverpool being a far better team.
Yes.
Far better team. Tottenham didn't defend the throw-in, and Liverpool deserves to be in front.
You saying
it's a throw-in.
Granted, but they're still stung because it's their throw, and they know it's their throw.
Well, listen.
So why do we not want to go near that?
No,
if we've got the technology.
Richard, if they're still stung by a throw-in going against them, something's wrong with them.
But they're annoyed. You'd be annoyed as a player.
No, you get on with it.
Often were as a player.
It's a throw-in. It's not a goal.
I'll tell you what, if I was annoyed, I've had a Vera there, I'd have gone and headed that ball.
If that's a throw in on the halfway line and I don't get it, I don't care. It's a throw in a really dangerous area.
Yeah, Richard.
And by the way, is that handball?
Defend the dangerous area.
I have no idea if it's a handball.
Defend the dangerous area.
There's nothing there that shows you whether it's a handball or not.
But players are only human. And they're disappointed. They've had a bad call go against them. They know it's their throw.
No, they're disappointed because they've just conceded a goal.
Well, they are now,
from a throw-in.
but they know that throw was theirs.
No, I'm sorry. We played the game at this level.
Yeah.
A throw-in's been given against me that went against me. I ain't disappointed.
I'm sorry.
No, a throw-in.
You, of all people,
would
be furious.
You would be like Sergio Aurier. You would be annoyed like that. Then you get back on the pitch and you defend. That's what you do.
Yeah.
And then you'd be more annoyed as a result of the goal that follows because you know it's their throw.
I'd be more annoyed at my big centre-back there. I'd be more annoyed at Dele Alli there, not doing anything about it. Yeah. That's what I'd be more annoyed at.
I tend to agree with Andrew there, I've got to say. Just get on with the job.
You've never seen him complain about a decision that went against him?
I seen Andrew on many occasions, and I was straight behind him. But what we did, we got on with the game, and the bottom line is Tottenham haven't defended the throw-in well enough, and Liverpool took advantage. Great bit of skill by Firmino.
I guarantee you,
Liverpool
Jose Mourinho will talk about that after the game.
Of course he will. I'm not so sure. It's a throw-in. I'm not sure.
Well, it is a throw-in, Andy, but it's a throw-in from which comes the goal. And
if that's only because
if Tottenham take that throw themselves, they're not conceding there.
I think VAR's got to you.
I think it's getting to you.
Honestly.
No, all I'm asking is, if we're using it, why are we not using it to get things that are blatantly incorrect?
Well, we'll be here all night.
Yes.
Corrected.
Peter says.
Yes.
We'll be here all night.
The ball's in the net. We've looked at it, Andy. We've looked at it for handball.
So yeah, but that's in the build-up to the goal.
So we should be looking at it to see whether it's a throw or not. Same with a corner. What happens in a situation where a corner is incorrectly awarded and a goal is scored
You
from
know
it.
what happens? A goal scored.
Yes.
Why do we not go back to the incorrect
Because
decision?
that's the way it
It's
is.
not in the rules at the moment. So if it's not there, you can't.
I flagged that
do
up
anything
on day
about it.
one. What if a corner is
Yeah.
wrongly given and somebody scores? And we were told stuff. That's got to go on with it. That's the way it is.
Let me put this scenario.
I know.
Let me put this scenario to you.
But it
let
shouldn't
me,
be, should
excuse me. Let me put this scenario to you.
We want less VAR, not more.
players know that throw-ins aren't going to get reviewed by VAR.
Agreed.
Do your job.
I am not disputing that.
I'm just
and I
saying,
know that if a corona is incorrectly awarded,
Corona.
that you're not going to get it. But my point is, why, when the technology is there,
Listen,
are we not
Richard,
using it to
Richard,
right
do you know-
very obvious wrongs?
Do you know what? When I played schoolboy football, do you know what? One of my first lessons: play to the whistle.
Yeah, oh, come on, Reed.
Play
You
to
know
the whistle.
players don't do that.
Well, they've got to.
That's a ridiculous thing to say.
not
We
a-
know that.
don't get
Yes,
it.
is.
Don't have a go at me 'cause I'm right.
If you're in goal and you see a ball crossed into the box and a flag goes up, keeper stops because he's expecting an offside whistle. We've seen it earlier this year at Sheffield
Well,
United.
don't do it.
But you don't play to the whistle.
By the way, I always play
played
to
the
the
game
whistle.
at the highest. Oh, come on.
What?
You played the game at the highest level.
Yes.
You did not play to the whistle.
I did.
If you thought a
I did.
decision should be going your way, you would stop.
No, I
naturally.
never.
It's a human reaction.
No, I just
It's
got
what
on
you
with
do.
it.
No, you didn't.
He probably did. I would have stopped.
That's just. I mean, honestly,
I would have stopped and claimed for it.
it's like saying centre forwards close to me never use their elbows. They used to just use them to jump.
Me, that's
Come on.
right. It's true.
No, it did. Listen, we know the game of balls. But in the balls, it's a different game.